You are lying awake again. The house is quiet. Your body is still. But your mind is running a marathon. It is replaying a conversation from this afternoon, wondering if you said the wrong thing. It is imagining a problem that might happen next week. It is calculating finances, rehearsing difficult conversations, trying to predict a future you cannot control. You are exhausted. Your eyes are heavy, but your brain will not stop. And then, right on schedule, the guilt arrives. You are a Christian. You love God. You have probably quoted the Bible verses about peace to someone else during their hard season. So you lie there in the dark, whispering a prayer, asking God to please just take the worry away. You wait. The thoughts keep circling. And in the quiet of your bedroom, a heavy, condemning thought settles onto your chest. If I still feel this worried, I must not have enough faith. If you have ever felt that specific kind of quiet shame, I want you to hear this before we go any further. You're not a bad Christian because your mind is racing. You are a human being carrying more than you were designed to carry alone. And the way you have been trying to fix it is only making you more tired. Think about your mind like a house. Right now, it feels like a restless room where every window has been thrown wide open in the middle of a storm. One window is letting in the regrets of yesterday, the things you said, the things you did not say, the version of yourself you wish you had been. Another window is letting in the terrifying what-ifs of tomorrow. Another is letting in the weight of other people's expectations. And another is letting in the very real, very heavy pressures of your daily life. You are standing in the middle of this chaotic room, trying to force yourself not to feel the wind. But yelling at a storm does not calm the house. Trying to stop worrying by willpower alone is like trying not to think about a fire. The effort of fighting the thought keeps the thought alive. This is where we have deeply misunderstood what God actually asks of us. We think peace means the storm stops. We think enough faith closes every window and leaves us feeling nothing but perfect calm. But peace is not pretending the worry is gone. Peace is bringing the worry into God's presence until His truth becomes louder than the fear. God does not expect you to slam every window shut by yourself. He walks into the room. He stands beside you in the middle of the noise. And He points to the window you have been staring at the longest, the one labeled tomorrow. You know that window. You have spent hours at it, peering into the dark, trying to figure out how you are going to survive what is coming. Jesus spoke directly about this window in Matthew 6. He told His followers not to worry about tomorrow because tomorrow will have its own concerns. He said each day has enough trouble of its own. He is not dismissing your real problems. He is showing you how grace actually works. God gives you grace for today. He does not give you today's grace for tomorrow's imagination. When you spend tonight staring out the window of next week, you are trying to fight a battle that has not started yet, with strength you have not yet been given. You are trying to solve Thursday's problems with Tuesday's grace. That is why you feel so overwhelmed. You have to let tomorrow stay in the hands of the one who is already there. The Apostle Paul gives us the next move in Philippians 4. He is writing from prison, not from a quiet retreat center, not from a season where everything has resolved. From prison, uncertain about his own future, he says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." Notice what he says to do with the anxiety. Not suppress it, not hide it until you have conquered it, not perform peace until you feel it. Bring it. Every piece, the specific fear keeping you awake, the exact thing you cannot stop turning over. Bring it with thanksgiving, not because you feel grateful in the moment, but because thanksgiving is the posture that reminds you who you are talking to and what He has already done. And then, not before but after that bringing, comes the peace of God which will guard your heart and your mind. A guard is only necessary when there is a threat at the door. God's peace does not always mean your circumstances change. It means your mind is protected while you walk through them. But here is where the real change happens. Closing the window to tomorrow is only half the work. A closed window can still rattle in the wind. You have to change what you are looking at inside the room. Romans 12:2 says we are transformed by the renewing of our minds, not by feeling differently, by where we choose to direct our attention. Worry is just meditation in the wrong direction. Worry takes a fear and turns it over and over until it feels bigger than God. Mind renewal takes the truth of God and turns it over and over until it feels bigger than the fear. Isaiah 26:3 says, God keeps in perfect peace the one whose mind is stayed on him because he trusts in him. Stayed. Not glancing at him occasionally between waves of panic. Not a quick prayer before diving back into the sea of anxiety. Stayed. Anchored. Fixed. When the anxious thought comes, your reflex is to follow it, to play out the scenario, calculate the risk, worry it to death. Abiding means catching that thought, holding it up to what you know is true and saying, I am not going down that road right now. I am staying right here with Jesus. One more thing, and it matters. The enemy loves to turn your anxiety into a double trap. First, he gives you a terrifying situation to worry about. Then he shames you for worrying about it. He whispers that a stronger Christian would not feel this way, that if you just prayed harder, you would not need help. Do not listen to that voice. The presence of fear does not mean the absence of faith. Faith is not the absence of fear. Faith is choosing who you will talk to about the fear. And if your anxiety is something you have carried for a long time, if it goes beyond ordinary worry into something heavier, talking to a doctor or a counselor is not a sign that your faith has failed. It is wisdom. God works through both Scripture and the people He has placed in your life to help carry what is too heavy to carry alone. Tomorrow morning, before your feet touch the floor, before you reach for your phone, try this. Sit still on the edge of your bed for 60 seconds. Name the specific thought that is already waiting for you. Do not hide it. Hold it out in your open hands. And pray, Lord, I give you this thought before I carry it all day. That is it. Not a theological essay. Not a perfect, tear-filled moment. Not a promise to never worry again. Just the keys. Hand over the keys to the room. When the noise comes back, and it will come back, you return. You hand them over again at noon, again at 4 in the afternoon, again when you lie down. You are not failing when you have to return. Returning is exactly what abiding looks like. You do not have to fight the wind alone tonight. Your room does not have to be perfectly silent for God to be in it. He is already there, in the noise, in the racing thoughts, in the exhaustion. He sits with you in it, and He stays until His truth gets louder than the fear. You are not failing at faith because your mind runs. You are someone who is learning, one tired night at a time, that peace was never something you manufacture. It is something you receive from a Father who is already holding the things your mind cannot stop carrying. If this message spoke to where you are tonight, subscribe to Abide with Jesus for more honest, biblical truth about what it actually looks like to walk with God through anxiety, overthinking, and restless seasons. And if you are ready to hand over the keys, leave a comment. Lord, I give you this thought, not as performance, as a release.